Welcome back, y'all, to this segment of Cutting It Up, where I'm your host, Vernon Miles, and where we're going to be highlighting coaches and mentor again. So look, y'all, don't go nowhere, and please stay in tune with us on this segment of Cutting It Up. Is it something that they gotta get to, like a wake-up call, or what they say? You know, you done hit the ground level.
Gotta hit your bottom.
Hit your rock bottom.
Gotta hit your bottom.
I want to defeat this disease, demon, generational curse, whatever we call it.
Honestly, I don't think it's pressure so much. I feel like a lot of women go through identity crisis.
I'm taking so much on, but I forgot all about my disease. I thought I could relax and go and have a sip of wine, you know, because I was just so stressed, you know, and I needed extra help, and we didn't have a ministry like that. And I relapsed, and man, that's embarrassing. By me going for myself, I had to love myself. I had to get in line with God of my understanding, you know, to restore me back to a life of sanity. You know, I couldn't go for my wife. I couldn't go for my respect. I couldn't go for my children. I had to really go for myself. So I want y'all to stay in tune with me on this segment of Cutting It Up. Welcome back, y'all, to this segment of Cutting It Up. And I have two upstanding men in our community. And I want them at this time to introduce themselves and the programs that y'all represent.
Elder Terrence Wheeler, head varsity football coach at Baltimore Polytechnic Institute. Associate Minister at Rehoboth Light of the World Church.
Jarrell Wilson, CEO of For My Kids, Inc.
We are For My Kids. We are For My Kids. We are For My Kids. We are For My Kids.
Kid get out of pain, redirect them, talk to him, process him, get him back in the class. But we got an area where we deal with him and, you know, make him feel like he's not alienated.
Right. Come on, let's be real, all right?
All right? You gotta make sure this stuff running effectively. Like, y'all gotta lead. And y'all gotta listen to the leaders.
A nonprofit that helps families in Baltimore City with housing, jobs, and aftercare and mentorship.
I want to ask y'all a question. What was it like growing up in Baltimore and the challenges that y'all had to face as youth coming up in Baltimore that drives y'all passion and that gives y'all that push to doing what y'all doing right now? What was it like growing up?
So, it was tough, man, because I know him growing up and we know each other, and we were surrounded by the elements that could really take us down. So a lot of times we had to kind of like go left when everybody was going right. Sometimes we went right, but we knew how to make sure that we ain't stay going right.
That's right.
So, you know, our surrounding cast was honestly like negative guys. And I remember that, and he can attest to this because we grew up. these guys were negative, man. We might have had a couple that were positive. So for me, I learned what not to do through the negativity,
That's right.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same thing, man. It was just, you know, it was violent growing up. A lot of just nonsense that we had to navigate through. Even our kids today, you know, they got a lot of things that they going through, but we navigated through some tough times, some tough individuals, and like Rel said, like we went left sometimes, but we,
That's right.
you know, we had to bend that corner, you know, like, and go right. And the crazy thing is, we really didn't have nobody to like, yo, nah, y'all go this way. They allowed us to do it, but we had to, you know, go through trial and error, you know,
right.
to get through it.
That's right. Baltimore, a tough place. How was it for y'all coming up in your schools and the dreams that y'all had coming up through middle school and coming up through high school?
So for me, so I started growing up down in Sandtown. Played at Lillian Jones Recreation Center under the great Coach Didi, God bless his soul, Coach Mike, Coach Bill, Coach Dennis, and just being able to go to Harlem Park Elementary, Elementary Middle, Calverton Elementary. Actually, I got put out of Calverton. I had to go to Harlem
Tell your
Park.
story. Tell it.
So it's like, you know, getting through that portion of my life was a test because I'm the youngest of 7 brothers, and I got many male cousins. You know, from middle school, high school, playing sports. That was really our outlet. You know, trying to get, you know, into the sports lane, and just try to, you know, do something different than everybody else was doing.
Share with me, Rouse. Share some more.
You know, for me, sports was our outlet. You know, we used that as the platform to make sure we stayed the course. And you know, when I got out of high school, I went to Walbrook, got put out of Walbrook, transferred to Randallstown. From Randallstown, I went to Southern University, but St. Augustine first. I didn't think or know if I could be an athlete on that level.
That's right.
I ended up getting a scholarship at Southern University, playing basketball, coming back home, and started working. And it was just like, you know, my mental was so focused because that helped me build discipline, character, and structure. And like, all right, cool. I know it was rough growing up, and I played a little bit of sports, but going out of town, we're a different breed. We're not the same.
No.
So our attributes, our athleticism, our skill set, it overshadows a lot of other people, and they were just a little slower down south.
Right.
And so the coach was like, hey, look, I want to give you a scholarship. I want to offer you this and that. And I ran with it. I studied criminal law and psychology, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Share with me a story when God came into your lives and when you both knew that you knew God was real and y'all really needed God
When we go,
as young men.
man. So I can go. I knew we was gonna go here, and I really didn't want to go here, man. But man, it's many a times, man.
Help somebody.
We are on Baltimore and Warwick, so me and my boys, we up on the block, but it's a club, International, up the street.
Okay.
And you know, we just hanging out. Then my boys come down. You know, something going on. This, that, and the third. So as I look, there's a car coming down the street. I'm the only one standing by this corner. I'm looking at the car. 2 girls driving. Dude laid down in the back seat. So I ain't paying no mind. So I let him go by. So I looked the other way, and all you hear is gunshots.
Right.
Boom, 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 boom. And I know for a fact they were shooting at me because I dove in the middle of the other street, and the bullets come skidding across the street
Ricocheting.
and hit one of my friends that's standing all the way up by the club. And that's when I knew I needed God, and I knew God was real, because I mean, it was point blank range. There's no way that he could have missed.
That's
it was
right.
nobody but God, man. And you know, that was one of the reasons why I had to turn my life over to Christ right then and there.
God is so real, man, because he can bend winds. He can, man, stories in the Bible where he walk on water. You know, he can do so many things and slow things down to cover your life.
Absolutely.
Coach Rel,
Oh, man.
share with somebody.
One of them situations, you know, where this particular time I didn't go left, I was going right. You know, so I'm on Prospect and Dukeman, and you know, doing some negative things, man. And you know, obviously these guys are trying to come take from me. you know, and you know, they had me at a standstill where, you know, my life was like right there in front of my eyes. And for whatever reason that took place, I'm still here today, you know, but that was a significant, you know, part of my life when you got, you know, 45 right in front of your face. And, you know, they don't even pull a trigger. They just get out of there.
Yeah.
You know, so right then and there, I knew I needed God in my life because I didn't have God. And I was ready to go to St. Aug. But when I realized God was real, when they took our brother Keon.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
For sure.
that kind of like turned my whole life over to finding what God meant.
Yeah.
What should I believe in? What was my discernment? What was my mission? You know, because if they can take our brother like that off of jogging with his son and running and an aneurysm less than 3 seconds, I know he was real.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, it was the best of both worlds. He saved my life one time, but he also, so it's like, okay, yeah, God is real, man.
Yeah.
You know, any given day, your number could get called no matter what your calling was. You could have been doing great, you could have been doing bad, but obviously that was your time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when I identified what your time meant, that's when I knew.
Yeah.
You know, so it was 2 different phases of my life. I knew I needed him, and I knew he was real with them phases.
Yeah.
When did you both got the revelation that you knew that you was gonna be coaches, mentors, preachers? We got a preacher right here in the house. When did y'all get that revelation that you knew it was time for you to go forth in that call that God spoke into your spirit?
For me, just my path alone, I knew I would like to be a coach because I didn't want kids to have all the talent in the world and squander it. That's exactly what I did. Baseball, football, basketball, all the talent in the world, but I squandered it. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I coach with the passion that I coach with now is to keep kids from doing the same thing that I did. You know, I know a lot of that is cliche,
Right.
but that is exactly why I do what I do. I don't want you to be a top quarterback, go to JUCO, and don't do nothing else. I don't want you to be a top baseball prospect, don't do nothing else. I don't want you to be a basketball prospect and don't do nothing else. Because we have too much to give to these young men and women, and everything that's in me, I'm going to give it to them. And just being able to know my calling and know what my niche is, I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? So being a coach, I want to keep kids from making the same mistakes that I did. And, you know, just growing up the way that I did, you know, I knew God at some point was going to call me, you know, to ministry, but I didn't want to go to ministry. But, you know, he'll drag you. Like, he'll let you go through the ringer, and then here we are.
Same here. That spoke volumes, Coach Terrence. And when I say why it spoke volumes, because all the years that I played baseball in the hot sun, double headers, coaches using you. I need you for this tournament. I need you for that tournament. And at the end of the day, I mean, I knew I was pro material. Pittsburgh Pirates came and drafted me. I wasn't even supposed to go to Milford Mill. They wanted me to go straight to AA baseball. And my mother said, no, I want him to get his high school diploma. But once that ended and we had to take a test, SATs came out of nowhere. Like, where did SATs come from? Majority of us failed the SATs because we weren't prepared. But once I seen that baseball dream was dying, I begged my cousins, please put me in the drug game. Please put me in the dope game. I was angry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Coach Rel. When did God put that in you?
So for me, ideally, I was a leader at an early age. I'm the oldest of 7 sisters, so I had to be a man of the house. You know, my little brother, he died. In our house at that time. So instantly, I was thrown into big brother leadership, the role. Did God put that in me at that time? I don't think so. I just think I was forced into a role. I think I developed the mission from the grind with my family to start helping others.
Right.
But when I really got the epiphany, when he really said it was go time, was basically when I came home from college and I started to like hang around people and they were still doing the same things.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, we gotta change the demographics. We got the job up Hickey,
Yep.
and we start working with our youth.
Yep.
And we start
That
building
was it.
our programs.
Uh-huh.
He was right there with me. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So we started grinding, we started building, we started training. Me, him, Dub, Keon, taking kids out, training. And then that was the push.
Yep.
That was the push. We talking, 2003,
Look
2004.
at that.
You know, when
Mhm.
you exemplify like, okay, I'm here, I'm ready.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you might have played with it, you might have involved, indulged.
Mhm.
And as a youngin', you don't really know your calling a lot of times. Excuse
Mhm.
me.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No. Flow. Go
But
ahead.
being
Flow.
around the right people allow you to
Mhm.
develop your calling because your passion is driven to your calling.
Right.
And then that ultimately drives you to your success.
For sure.
Because God said go.
Say go.
Yep. But I heard you mentioned one about Baltimore greats, legendary Keon Carpenter. Share with the viewers how y'all journey began with Carp, man. I had to hit on that because just knowing Carp and then knowing all the connections of the brothers that he was connected to, and seeing how you just grabbed onto that torch and carried that vision out. Share with the viewers who Carp is and how that journey began and how did y'all collaborate?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So man. So he's a fierce competitor, right?
Oh yes.
When I got transferred to Randallstown, he was going to Woodlawn. And what that looked like, he was a man at his school, both aspects, basketball and football. I wasn't a man in Randallstown, but I played a significant part as an athlete.
That's right.
So I challenged him a lot because I was like, he's not that good. Who is he? Who was Keon Carpenter? I keep hearing about him. He doing this, he doing that. So upon playing him,
It's good.
hearing about him, it wasn't as much as advertised.
Right.
Actually seeing him, he was a show. You know what I'm saying? He was the real deal on both ends.
Absolutely.
A lot of people thought he was going to go to school for
For
basketball.
Yep.
Wisconsin wanted him, Virginia Tech wanted him.
Mhm.
I think another big Syracuse, like they really liked him for basketball,
Yeah.
but he really loved football. So we was competitors, man. So as we would play in the summertime and then the high school basketball, we would go at it. One day, he came home from college, from Virginia Tech, his first year, and we didn't know we had a mutual friend.
Mhm.
And I was sitting over the house, and he pulled up in the Expedition. His mother had the Burgundy one. For anybody ever know him, he had the Burgundy Expedition his first year in Virginia Tech. He pulled up, and he was like, yo, what's up, man? So for me, I still was all standoffish,
Yeah.
because I never really been around him socially.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I'm like, man, I don't know, man, what's up?
Right.
Ain't jocking.
Like, oh yeah, man, y'all something, y'all couldn't with us, man. Anyway, man, it's all good. So I said, man, y'all, and we kind of built from there. And then like every day we started to literally build from there.
Mhm.
He was finding out what I was into, and I was kind of into the same stuff that I was into now, but on a minute scale.
Mhm.
So he would come home and train every day, and he would get my little nephew Levi Stoops, and they would work out, and we would kind of build our personal relationship and our trust and our bond through our ability just to hang and get to know each other every day.
Mhm.
And then that formalized our companies, our branding, and our community efforts. And turn chicken.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, because I met Rel before I met Carp.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then I met Darrell, D-Dub, first. Because me and D-Dub was roommates in college.
Right.
Wow.
And him and Rel, like brothers.
Like brothers.
So,
Uh-huh.
like from the moment I met Darrell or D-Dub, we clicked, like immediately. Then he said, yo, I'm working at Hickey, try to get on. Because, I'm, trying to, get right. And then I meet Darrell. And
Right.
and from that day forward, we've been like brothers ever since, from day one. I mean, wasn't a whole bunch of conversation, nothing. But the love we had for D-Dub, we had the love for each other. So, you know, as, you know, years go on, Rel was like, yo, I gotta let you meet my man Carl. And we were supposed to meet a couple times, but, you know, life happens, you know, I ain't really had a time. And then one day, man, we linked up, and I hit Carp in the inbox. This way we was doing to shut down the travel team.
That's right.
And
I
he
remember.
was like, yo, just come to the meeting. We had a meeting at Woodlawn, and from that day, man, it was again, like, we clicked just like that.
That was awesome. Because I remember you being the youth minister of Rehoboth at that time. And I looked around in the church. I was doing elder. We were doing ministry together. I looked around in the church. I turned around and said, man, there go Keon.
Yeah, yeah.
Keon sitting next to my son Sterling in the back of the church. And my son, he like, well, he's standoffish, you know, but he connected with Keon so tight.
Yeah.
My son had his autograph, his photos, his picture, and my son connected with you real heavy because my son was under you in the youth ministry. My son used to come home and tell me stories. He was like, man, hey Dad, did you see Minister T, man, when the Spirit of the Lord hit him, he started crip walking in the church. I said, man, we surrounded by some serious gangsters, man, that turned their life over. Because that's how I met you, Rel, through my son and daughter. You know, that's Rel and Keon and Chew. You know, they was together. Everybody was combined together. And I said, Sterling, I said, who's a real cool guy, man? He real cool. And Indy was like, who you talking about? I said, the brother that be with Keon. Oh, they said, oh, that's Coach Rel. That's Coach Rel, man. And that's when you know when people are serious, man. When you raise up your children, so I don't allow my children to get too close to other people. I just let them make their connections, man. And that was just so awesome how y'all connect with the youth outside of coaching. I remember when you and Keon brought Mike Vick to Baltimore. And that's the first time that I met Mike Vick. And I was standoffish. Tell me about that, Rel, when you and Keon, y'all came in the barbershop, man, it shut the barbershop down.
So, you know, so for one, like, every time Mike goes somewhere, he like a rock star, man.
Yeah.
He like a rock star. A lot of people don't know, like, Mike and Keon was like this. He was, Mike, when Mike came to the league, his roommate was Keon at Virginia Tech. So when he came to Baltimore, anywhere close here, he would always call us. You know, I would pick him up, bring him around. So we do the football camps. We do the Towson celebrity games. You know what I'm saying? We would go get him, and it was pandemonium when we came in there. You know, everybody, hey, well, you know, want to shake his hand and all that. You know, Mike's so cool and laid back. You know, and for me, being around him a lot of times had me to be more comfortable with how the chaos be.
Right.
Because initially, like, it's hard being an athlete at that magnitude because dealing with that all the time. Everywhere he go, he just get.
That's right.
Yeah, they bum rush.
But he was so open and y'all was so down because I don't really roll up to no celebrities like that. But I was like, when he came in, he shook all our hands in the shop and I asked Keon, I said, Keon, come here. I said, can I call my son? And my dad, they was right up the hill. He was like, yeah, go ahead, man, call him up. And that's when we had them raggedy cell phones. So I went on here and used the barbershop phone. I said, Dad, Carp is down here with Coach Rel. And I said, man, he took pictures of him. Man, it was just so awesome, you know, to experience that.
Yeah, he's down to earth dude, man.
Yeah, he is.
We was in Florida. Remember that picture I got with him on my joint. And like when y'all used to bring him up, I wasn't embedded all the way yet. But the tournaments, I would be at the tournaments coaching. Like he knew who I was when I saw him in Florida.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, I know exactly who you are. Because of the shutdown, you know, the tournaments.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And when it's crazy because you don't think people are paying attention. Like my wife told me all the time, she said, look, people see what you're doing. Like you never know who's watching your page. I get messages from people who I would never thought that even know what I'm doing. But in the Mike Vick situation, like he always has been watching because of Carl. He wanted shut down to thrive. Like he would come. He told me. He said, "Look, if you need me to come do a camp, speak, anything, to reach out, because his cousin is a mutual friend of mine in the 7-on-7 circuit. So it's like, again,
Wow.
pandemonium. And you know me, I said I'll wait. You know what I mean, talk to him on the side. But it's still pandemonium where he goes.
And
bro.
all these years.
All these years, it's still pandemonium.
Yeah.
I mean, Cam was down there. LeGarrette Blunt was down there.
Right.
It was a bunch of celebrities down there. Everybody ran to Mike Vick because we can relate to him.
That's right.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
just got it.
He got it, bro. Like his aura,
It's all
like,
different.
Yes.
it's crazy. Bro.
Oh my
Even
goodness.
all these years, his aura is still crazy.
Tell me about it was a black tie affair event at Mondawmin Mall. With about Keon now. Y'all was locked in, collaborated real hard. I never seen Mondawmin Mall. For the viewers who don't know, that's our mall in West Baltimore.
Yeah.
I never seen that mall open on a Sunday evening, and we was in a black tie affair, and the gala was awesome.
Yeah.
Share on that,
So,
Coach.
first of all, it was a collective idea.
Yeah.
And what it was we wanted to do like a school drive, right? But the school drive would entail of resources that was geared towards individuals that needed certain help. So if you needed help with assistance with housing, if you needed help with assistance with therapy, we had some yoga instructors in there. We also had backpacks, but we also had different vendors set up. So you would have assembly line, like you would go to each line, get your information. At the end of the information, you would get your resources that you want to follow up on. You get your backpacks you want to follow up on. Keon was a speaker. And it was right in the center corner of the mall. And what that did was it gave the people an opportunity to see it is a community org, which was the Carpenter House and us, actually giving back on a big scale.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So we're not just doing the event at a venue. No, we're going to do it in the heart of West Baltimore.
That's right.
Right here. Small Miss Smoot. What's the name?
Romaine.
Romaine.
Romaine, yeah.
Romaine. What's her last name?
I think it's Smoot.
Smoot.
Yeah.
Romaine. Shout out to Mr. Romaine. You
Yep.
know who we are.
Yep.
You were very instrumental in making that happen.
Absolutely.
With signing it and getting
powerful.
us in there.
That's right.
It was an awesome opportunity, man. We had a couple delegates. We had some powerful people in the house. And it exemplified what black leadership is all about.
Yeah, he honored a few people from the community that night too.
Yeah, they got awards.
Yeah, matter of fact, our pastor got one that night.
That's right.
And
Sure did.
it was dope, man. And like you said, just transforming, Mondawmin into like a hall, like nobody really
They
never
never
seen
even
that.
think
Right.
of it.
And it was
And you can
beautiful.
still go shopping.
Yeah, you can still go
We
shop.
just had that little
We just
section.
had that section.
And you never thought
We should do that again.
you never thought that you was in West Baltimore. When I came outside the mall, when we went inside, it looked like we was in a whole nother place. And those are things that God has given to y'all, the vision that y'all can shift the whole vision of Baltimore, what we seeing, not just for the youth. Man, I'm telling you, Keon, man, he was so clean. He had some red bottoms on.
Yes,
And I asked my wife, I said, what are those? She said, baby, they red bottoms. I said, I said, I need a pair of them.
Yes, sir.
I said, I need a pair. She said, they cost a little bit. I said, well, it was Christmas time. I said, I wait for Easter. I said, we'll get them. But
yeah, man.
but to turn the page, tragedy had hit. I remember I got a couple phone calls from you, Coach Terrence, and the passing of your brothers, the passing of your coaching brothers, leading up to Keon. Share with me what y'all were going through during that time.
So
Go ahead.
you so I know I had some stuff that really was killing me internally. Terrence had deaths like more frequent at that particular time.
Yep.
You know, his brother, our other coach,
Coach
Coach
Curtis.
Coach Curtis, and Den Carp, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, like, me, just the day-to-day living of dealing with the repercussions of my other brothers, their stress level, their focus, their mental health, And then when the Keon thing hit, I shut down. You know, I was no good to nobody because I had to get myself together.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we find ourselves trying to fix and do things, and we're not even mentally focused to do these things.
That's right.
But we want to be the best we can, so we over exuberate ourselves. We do too much. So I had to shut down and fix myself, man, and get my mind right. You know what I'm saying? For
That's
maybe
right.
a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I didn't shut down from the world. I just shut down from the distractions, if that makes sense.
That's right.
And you know, if I didn't do that, I don't think I would be where I'm at today, because sometimes you gotta take 2 steps back to go 3 steps forward. And you know, ultimately, we don't want death to be our push, but I took it personal after that. So it was more so, it wasn't a mission, it wasn't a vision no more. It was like, this is my life, this is personal, bro. I got us from here.
Because as a coach and a mentor, you're always pouring into people. Who going to pour into you guys when tragedy hit? Because I remember I like to see things, I like to observe things, and I watch you at the burial, the last part where we all poured in to Woodlawn Cemetery, and I just seen you, how you were still leading, you were still pouring into everybody, and man, and my heart goes out to you as a leader. And as you're pouring out, I was just standing back and just interceding because I seen the pain, I seen the tears flowing. The phone calls I got from Coach Terrence. Coach.
Yeah, it was tough, bro. I mean, like real tough. 'Cause they all, it was back to back.
Right.
Like back to back, back to back, back to back. And not only going through the process, but like some of these funerals, I had to preach some of these eulogies. So it was added grief, added pressure, you know, pouring into everybody, nobody's pouring into you. And like bro said, you know, I had to go get therapy, bro. I had to go get therapy at the Roberta's house. And I finished another program last November for grief, because I was going through it, bro. I would have nightmares, like all types of stuff, bro.
That's key.
I'm still in therapy.
Yeah.
That's key. And I believe all of us men should be in therapy. And I'm gonna go there.
Yeah.
The Black African American man. Not too long. We just really not too long ago, our great grandfathers, we just coming out of slavery and coming out of segregation. And then we still pouring into our community, our youth, still hold one another up. Therapy is a must.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How did you, well therapy is awesome, but what else? Tell me more about your rebound, because you had to rebound because we know death is only for a moment. That sting is gone. And you know that your brothers are in paradise on the other side, cheering you on. What gave y'all that drive to get back to where y'all are today? No, it was a process.
My mission, and like I said, it was personal, man. It was personal. We started something. We started something. Carpenter's House, shut down Academy. For my kids, Commitment for Change, Special Delivery. These were all the companies that were under the Carpenter House as a subsidiary, man. We started an empire.
That's right.
I had to keep going because we wasn't finished. We wasn't finished. We just wasn't. And that's why I kept going.
Yeah. You know, same here, man. Like everything I do, it's to honor him. To honor him, man. And just to see the fruits of his labor in me. Like in coaching wise, you know, course God get all the glory. One for Keon taking a chance on me, bro. I don't know where I would be right now. I really don't. Man, I got NFL defensive coordinator game plans in my email because this man wanted me to be successful. Man, he was the greatest leader I've ever been around. and the greatest leader I ever watched because he let us be us. You know what I'm saying? He started his empire and he gave it to us. He gave it to us. And he allowed us to be who we are. He was so comfortable in his skin. Yo, you run Shutdown. You continue to run Carpenter's House for my kids. I'm going to chill. I'm going to do what I need to do on the back end. But this is ours. He never said this is mine. He never said that. He never said this is. That's why everything I do is to honor him, man. And wherever you go, for my kids, Carpenter's House, Shutdown Academy still ring bells to this day.
And to this day.
And while you right there, Coach Wheeler, touch on your journey of how did the becoming of you as the head coach of Poly varsity football team.
So 2015, we won the national championship. High school was calling. I want you to come on the staff.
This was shut down.
This was shut down. So
Yeah, big
high school
time.
coach was calling, like, look, I want you on the staff, this, that, and the third. And of course, I called him. I said, look, this was on the table. He told me to go to Poly, bro. And like I said, now he can't do nothing to me, but he told me to go to Poly. And he said, go to Poly. He said, that's where you want to be. And then once I got there, I understood the academic portion of Poly. So that's why I never left. Because I couldn't go to a family and just offer them football. Because what we stood for was academics first, student athlete. So I go to Poly as one of 3 quarterback coaches. Volunteer coach back in 2015, going into 2016. Did that for a couple years. I left for a month to go to another school. The school folded. Coach O'Neal got the head coaching job at Poly. He said, I want you to come run the JV program. 2018, back. Run the JV program. Developing student athletes for varsity. And then last year, you know, the job came available.
That's right.
And I applied for it. And here we are.
Man, that's so awesome because when I started your interview, I had no idea that you would be the head varsity coach of a serious program in Baltimore because I see the anointing, the call upon your life. I'm sitting there seeing the work of Shutdown. I'm seeing the work of what he's doing in ministry, in his church. That I know that God is taking you somewhere big. And to come back, because our producer, Andre Tyler, at the time, we couldn't really get our schedule together. Yeah. But we knew that we had to get this set up and get this interview going. But to come back and see how God elevated you that fast, that's why we true brothers right here.
Absolutely.
We don't wait till somebody get to a high level that, oh man, hey, I want to come and interview you.
Absolutely.
No, it's the calling upon your life.
Yeah, this started back in October of last year, something like that. It was a while ago when you and Sterling came to the field.
That's right.
I still got that footage on my phone. Right. Still got that footage on my phone.
Yeah, we're gonna see some of that footage on this show. Yeah. Coach Ralph, you know where we going? FMK, For My Kids.
Yes, sir.
Touch on For My Kids and how God has called you into that, and tell us what it's all about.
So obviously, you know, it started where we started the build from the Carpenter House. You know, and when he passed suddenly, For My Kids like springboarded. Getting more heavily into the greater Baltimore area of helping families, not just kids. You know, working with individual job readiness training, working with individuals who are homeless, you know, working with kids and young women who has been victims of abuse. So I've developed several programs with the mayor's office, child support program, the schools now. And you know, it's crazy because I look back at everything that we used to do. We were just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Now I'm actually like writing RFPs, getting contracts, signing checks, taking over programs and implementing programs for my kids.
It's powerful.
To this day, we helped over 300 families with housing, 200 of them that were homeless. Mike got maybe 80 to 90 people in the last 2 years, careers, not jobs. So I do assessments. I don't
That's right.
try to say, hey, I'm just gonna get you a job. I figure out what you love to do and I line you up what you love to do. So you're more likely to stay in there if you love it. So a lot of guys, I got jobs, but I got a lot of guys' careers.
That's
I
right.
still help kids on a major scale. Aftercare program is crazy. Throughout the whole school year, we pick our kids up from school, we bring them to our center, do STEM, reading and writing. As I stated earlier, 78% of our kids is on the 4th grade level of reading in Baltimore City.
Break
which
it
is
down.
sad,
Speak to them.
you know? So we help implement that knowledge and them tutorials where they can gain some success, man. Instead of just having an after school program where they playing sports, they watching TV, they on games. We don't do that type of stuff. All that stuff is extracurricular when we go outside our program. So for me, empowering our families for my kids has been really invested in changing the narrative for the last 10 years. We're located on 2036 West North Avenue by Mondawmin and by Coppin State, and that, you know, that West Baltimore corridor. And us, we just still growing, man. We got our mental health provider, so we provide mental health therapy now. Kind of getting that situated when I will be in schools, literally like working and helping kids when they go into them phases. We can just attack the issue right then and there, then redirect them back in class. We show them the tough love of what that looks like coming from us.
That's right.
So the programs is growing, man. I'm just happy to be, you know, a part of that and have the mindset and the energy to keep pushing. But it's springboarded from what we started.
That's right.
And this is where we at.
He failed to mention he fed the whole city during the whole pandemic too.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
The whole pandemic, and he's still feeding people right now.
Yeah.
So I don't want him to, you know,
Go ahead.
sugarcoat what he doing.
That was a big part of our
Like
program.
he is,
That's right.
he is. Man, that's my brother, bro. Like, and to see his commitment to the mission, like it's unbelievable, bro. It's unbelievable. And you know,
Appreciate it,
just
bro.
want to tell you I love you, man.
I love you too, man. Thank you.
Continue the journey, brother.
Thank
You
you,
know,
man.
we rock, you know,
Yeah.
every chance we get. And man, I know Carp is smiling down on us,
That's
man,
right.
and you know, keeping the mission alive. But Rel has been an integral part of the movement from day one. I mean, integral part since day one. And I don't want him to not go recognized for that.
That's right.
He don't do it for recognition. He don't do it for recognition. But I want to let him know that he needs that recognition.
That's right.
Because if it wasn't for him, a lot of these programs wouldn't even be off the board.
Like, we from Baltimore, and his program is like right in ground zero in North Avenue. So he is changing lives. God is using him, and it is very impactful. And a question that I want to ask, have y'all lost any youth to the streets as far as that y'all been bringing up? Because I want the viewers to know that this is a life and death. This is a rescue mission, coaches. This is a rescue mission.
So I got mine noted.
And I want you to share a success story as well.
So since 2022, I lost 11 youth that I've really helped and known and been a part of their life to gun violence, strictly gun violence. Pretty sure Coach has lost some. But for me, I lost 11 youth. Like I said, I always text myself whenever I lose one of my youth. For me, I try to figure out what I can do better for the next one. So, and a lot of times, our kids choose to go that route. So it's not what you could have did better. It's just how you can improve more, better standards.
Right.
Like when you think about going this route, do this.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we don't give them an option. We just tell them they can't do it.
Yeah.
They going to do it, but you got to make sure they don't do X, Y, Z, and it's kind of, you know, you got to know how to navigate your kids. You got to meet them at their needs.
Yeah.
If they never was trained or raised or governed by professionals or adult or mother and father, how do you expect them to articulate this?
That's right.
You know, and so, you know, that's my thing, man. That shit hurts.
That's right.
You know, like I just lost a youth 2 months ago, and it's crazy because I just helped him get a job, and he was doing good. Felt as though he needed to do extra, and being around the wrong place at the wrong time. A lot of them are like that. You know, I give you an example. The kid at Maryville, they killed the kid during the day. In the high school, the football game. We all remember that, right?
Yeah, I remember.
That's right.
I was on my way to the game.
I need y'all to hear this. The kid at Maryville that got killed, he got killed by another kid because that kid killed his brother.
Retaliatorial.
You get me? When he killed him, he took his mask off. Y'all remember? Threw the mask right then and there. You get what I'm saying? So now a mother lost 2 sons. One to death and one to the prison system.
One for the prison system.
You get what I'm saying? But he just retaliating because they shot his brother and they on the gram and doing all this and that.
Yeah.
Right.
That was just a snippet of, and that was one of the, like, you know what I'm saying? That was, and it's kind of sad because it was during after school hours, 3:45.
Yeah.
This is what we face, man.
Yeah.
But that kid never got no intervening or intervention, no help to say, this is what you do.
Right.
He just snapped. Now he cry home. He don't call home, he cry home. It's a big difference. His mother on the phone crying to me because he's crying home. I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do. I can't take this. 17, man.
Choices, man.
Decisions and choices. This is what we up against. So it hurt, big dog. You hear me? That's why I keep pushing. That's why I keep fighting. Because there's nowhere in the world, out of all the hundreds and hundreds of years that we had to pick cotton, slave, and get beat, we still getting sent away.
Yeah.
Sent away. Sent away. Remember I told you, 90-something thousand for each inmate. There's 4,200 people in JCI and MCI prison system combined.
Break those numbers down.
It's a lot of revenue, man.
It is.
We only care about us. You know what I'm saying? It's just sad, man. But that's where we at in life, man. That's why it takes Coach T, me, you, a village. That's the best saying I've always heard all my life. It takes a village. And we heard that since we was a what? It takes a village, man. We don't stick to them cores, though. You remember how you was calling me? You haven't been recently because you probably ain't had no tough kids. With, hey, like, this boy calling me, he needs. I need to send him to you. I need to send him to you. You get what I'm saying?
That's right.
It takes a village. But you know, we got to stick to them cores, man. Because if we don't stick to them cores, we lose all the values that we built, which they slowly diminishing.
Share what a success story. Through the pain, through the struggles, raising up these youth in Baltimore. Share with us a success story, Coach.
So it's a couple, man, but one sticks out to me, a young man named Zachariah Tolan, from Poly. He is freshman, going into a sophomore year of college at the #2 engineering school in the country. The only degree engineering-wise higher than that is MIT. When I was going through the process of getting interviewing for the head coach job at Poly, him and a number of students sent letters to me and sent it to the school, like pretty much vouching for me. And just to read those letters and to read what the impact that I've had on their lives, knowing but not really knowing to that degree, and them getting into a great school, great college, you know, that's all the success, you know, I need. And even some of the kids who stumbled along the way that are, you know, doing much better, you know, those success stories are near and dear to my heart as well.
That's right. and the light shines, even in the midst of what we have to battle through, spiritual wickedness, politics, division, we still win. We still shine. And even bringing this show to a close, and young person viewing in right now, and some parents and some young people viewing into y'all, what would you like to say to a young person growing up in today's world with the odds stacked up against them, and they just caught wind of this show? And you two men been in the trenches, y'all got through the dark times, and y'all entered into the light. What would you like to say to a parent and a youth that's right now struggling with the odds stacked up against them?
So to my parents, I know the demographics are tough, where we come from and what we're going through. A lot of things we facing with adversity and challenges can tend to tear us down. We got to stay encouraged. We got to have more family meetings. We got to eat at the table with our kids. We got to have a meal with them. We got to cook with them. We got to have conversations with them. You got to deliberately set dates up with your own kids. You got to make time. To my youth, you got to stay passion-driven, consistent, determined. You also must stay focused, because we had so many distractions around us to go the other way. And it wasn't a complaint, it wasn't an issue, it was a choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't care how much mentoring you get, how much your father's in your life. The minute you turn right and leave all these people that was helping you, you gotta stay focused. Consistency, determination, man, and loyalty, integrity. These core values will allow you to be successful. So to my youth, I challenge you on that. And to my parents, I give you a big ups on that.
And, to piggyback off route to the parents, get to know your children. Have a conversation with them. Sit down with them. Like you said, have a meal, or just talk to them. You'll be surprised how much you find out about your kids by just having a conversation with them. And, we do that with our teenage daughters and our sons right now, because while they're talking, they're going to give you the information you need to help them. They might not really realize it, but they're going to tell you what they're going through and give you the tools to navigate around it. And to my young people, it's okay to be respectful. It's okay to get good grades. It's okay to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. It's okay to be polite, and it's okay to go the other way. Because if you continue to allow the streets and the distractions to govern who you are, you do. It's okay to be exactly who you are. Don't let nobody change you. You are specifically made by God out of his hand. Amen. You can't be nobody else. Everybody else is taken. Be yourself. God bless.
Something that stood out to me, what Coach Wheeler said about bring your children to the table. I was a youth pastor about 15 years ago, and I sat down and talked with some of the youth, and they were leadership youth, and they did not sit down and eat dinner, and sometimes they didn't eat lunch with their parents. And that's one of the key things that are missing. And we in a cell phone era, you got to put them cell phones down. So that thing stood out to me. Also, bring your children, bring your seed to the table. And I want Andre to get this, because in our closing, I just thank God for these two men. When I hear God speaking through me right now that y'all will be international, and I speak international over your life. I decree and declare that y'all break through the divisions in this city in the name of Jesus Christ. You're not only just going to go from shut down to high school. You're going to go from high school to college. God is going to send you to the nations. And from college, it may be Virginia Tech, it may be West Virginia, it may be Notre Dame, I don't know. But I decreed and declared that God send you through that mission even from then. I see God sending you to a Baltimore Ravens program, sending you to a program with the Cowboys, sending you to a program with the Steelers. God is going to take you to the nations, and not only just that to coach, but to reach lives and change people's lives and touch lives. And even for you, Ralph, I see a FMK. I see it for my kids in Chicago. I see it for my kids in Compton. I see it for my kids in Florida. Because God is not going to allow us to come into each other's presence. We have to dream even bigger and greater.
You always said global. Yeah, remember what you say?
Yeah, at the field.
Yeah.
Yep.
It'll be one in every city.
Every city. You said that.
And that's one accord. Go
and that's
go
still,
coach.
That's still valid. You
That's
know what
right.
I'm saying? It's still valid.
Continue to speak that into existence in your life.
Absolutely.
Yep. We thank y'all for just tuning in with us, and for these coaches to be shared their lives, shared their testimonies, and for the work they do. Continue to pray for these gentlemen. Continue to pray for Coach Jarrell. Continue to pray for Coach Wheeler. And we appreciate y'all. And we'll see y'all next time, y'all, on this segment of Cutting It Up.
We out.